Let's talk about skin tension lines, otherwise known as Langer's lines of the skin. So our bodies are made off of all sorts of tension lines, such as the lines on our forehead, for example, lines along the nasolabial folds. They come from the way our bodies move, our faces move, our wrists, our arms, torso moves. So incisions made parallel to those skin lines typically heal better and are better camouflaged. So let's say you have a cyst on your forehead. Making an incision downward is going to be much more obvious than making an incision along those natural lines. And a lot of times you can hide and camouflage the incision within those lines. That's why when we do an upper eyelid lift, those incisions typically disappear into nothing, and it's very, very hard to pick up on them later down the line. Now, there are cases in surgery where it's impossible to go along those lines, so it's not recommended. And while you're going to have a probably more obvious scar, it is done for safety reasons. For example, for the wrist. So if I made an incision along the natural line of the wrist, every time you bend down, that incision can split open. Whereas if we go perpendicular to it, the scar may be a little bit more obvious, but as you bend your wrist, we're not causing a tension along the incision and it to split open. So as always, it's important to seek out a very experienced surgeon who knows the natural anatomy and the way that your body moves and behaves, so that the incisions are camouflaged in inconspicuous places as much as possible, but not at the cost of safety.